What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleez. We're here to talk about this crazy crypto market. And it looks like Bitcoin might be coming down just a bit. We're up about 120 billion in the market for the day, but we just hit a big time liquidity pocket, which might mean that a reversal is imminent. Ultimately, we're still bullish. Ultimately, price is still going to go up. Ultimately, we're fine, if you will. We got a big close today on futures and derivatives. So we'll see what happens here. But the big story right now, the SEC is most likely going to move to vacate their appeal of Ripple's settlements on January 21st of 2025. And we're getting more information out by the moment that Donald Trump is going to go heavy and hard into cryptocurrency. Now, what does that ultimately mean? Is crypto going to be a priority for this administration? Well, the answer is probably yes, but it's a little more complicated than that, because this is about what's best for the United States, and what's best for the United States is not always best for a specific person or anything like that. So, you know, it will be a piece of this administration, but it won't be all of it. So I think that we're about to send, if you will, but again, I think we're kind of at the top right now, and that we might be due for a tiny reversal after this last pump, because it looks like the liquidity got just hammered in the last little while. So we'll see what happens, but we got all that and more. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, what is going on, everybody? I hope that you're having a great morning. This has been for crypto. This is an interesting day. We're up $115 billion in the market. We're starting to see a little bit of a surge happening. Is it sustained? Will it sustain? It's complicated. I think we're getting that pre-market surge. We're getting that pre-pump. The problem with that pre-pump is that we're heading into the inauguration. The inauguration is a sell the news event. Doesn't matter, by the way, how you feel about Donald Trump. Doesn't matter how you feel about this administration or the previous administration. Doesn't matter any of that. Here's what matters. Investors like to sell the news. And the news is that in 3 days, Donald Trump will take the oath of office and become the 47th president of the United States. So does that lead to a pump in the markets? And generally speaking, no chance. No chance. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen next, because the market is a little bit weird, in fact, and I'm going to show it to you in just a second here. To me, it just looks like what's going on just kind of looks crazy at this point. I think, obviously we're at that spot. We're at the moment in time where this market could just absolutely, start to soar. So certainly some real opportunity, if you will, for a nice little breakout. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's kick it off. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on your way in. Otherwise, it turns the frogs gay. So be very careful with that. Now, first up, Will Donald Trump announce the strategic Bitcoin reserve on January 20th? Now, this is not coming from some inside sources, but industry experts are confident that Donald Trump's Bitcoin reserve on January 20 will happen his first day in the White House through executive orders. Now, I do think that there are probably a stack of executive orders that are ready to go, and predominant among those would probably be the creation of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Remember yesterday when we talked, the conversation that we had then was actually about something similar. And that thing was that Hester Pierce had reached out and Cynthia Loomis had reached out and sent an inquiry into the federal marshals, I think it was, to ask about to ask about what is going on here and why they're attempting to sell 69,000 Bitcoin when they know that the new president wants a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So this is very interesting, and it's going to be a testament to the power of are they really acting like babies? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Is the Biden administration really going to start to fight the new administration over simple procedural things? So now here's the thing. That does mean that in the event that the US government were going to do it, they need to sell that Bitcoin, that 69,000 Bitcoin, in the next 72 hours, because that's about how long they have left to make that decision before that decision gets halted immediately. And they would be told not to do that. Now, the other thing is, if I'm the marshal who's responsible for that, and I don't want to do that, or I don't think that's a wise idea, and I think that I'm going against the incoming president, I would reach out to that administration and say, listen, I'm being ordered to do this by the current administration. Will there be a penalty for me in the event that I do not comply? That's what I think should end up happening here, because he's being ordered, or they are being ordered, to do something that they know the new administration does not want to see happen. So that's what I would do. So we could see a fight, a pushback on the U.S. government selling that 69,000 Bitcoin. So next, experts in XRP versus the SEC. Expert weighs in on a Ripple lawsuit outcome after January 20th. And that is our main focus right here. Okay. Ron Hammond from the Blockchain Association shared some thoughts on the future of the SEC under the leadership of Paul Atkins in an interview with Tony Edwards from Thinking Crypto. By the way, that's a podcast. It's available on Spotify. It's available on Apple. I suggest you go check it out. I put it on 1.5 times speed. I listen to it in the mornings, and gives me kind of an idea. And by the way, it's not really a necessary news source, but it is somebody who goes in and has real good conversations with real good people in cryptocurrency, and he focuses on very specific areas. I would recommend that you check it out for sure. When asked if the SEC might drop some non-fraud cases like the ongoing Ripple lawsuit, he expressed optimism. He believes there could be a push to settle cases like Ripple's quickly, allowing the industry to move forward. And let me just say for the record here, this is what I mean. Okay. If Donald Trump comes out with a strategic Bitcoin reserve on January 20th and indicates that he is willing to partner with XRP immediately, there's no purpose for this lawsuit to continue. So the question would be, at this point, will they take action or will they not take action? That's what we need to know. And I think that what's going to happen is on January 21st, after the executive orders, after everything has been put out, after everything is there, I think that the interim, remember, Gary Gensler will leave. He will leave office on the 20th, the same day that Donald Trump takes office. Hester Pierce or Mark Uyeda are going to be the interims. They will then reach out to the Trump administration, or they've already been briefed by the Trump administration on what their next step is. Okay. Paul Atkins is expected to be confirmed by the SEC chair by the end of January. Currently, he is working through the paperwork with hearings on his nomination taking place in the coming weeks. Hammond speculates that Atkins will likely appear before the SBC next week or the week after. A key issue during these hearings will be the stance of Senator Elizabeth Warren of the Banking Committee, of course, a vocal critic of crypto. How much attention Warren gives to crypto during these hearings could influence the SEC's approach to the industry in the coming years. Hammond believes that Atkins is seen as a non-controversial pick, meaning his confirmation should move forward smoothly. Once confirmed, Atkins will work alongside SEC staff like Hester Pierce and Mark Uyeda, who have been advocating for clearer regulation for years. And one of those people are probably going to be the interim boss until Paul Atkins takes over. That is why I say that they should probably reach out to the Trump administration by proxy, could be put onto Paul Atkins, and he would be the decision maker on what they want to do with that going forward. But it would be clear to me at this point, whether it be Paul Atkins, Hester Pierce, Mark Uyeda, or the Trump administration, that this lawsuit is dead on arrival. And what is the purpose of the lawsuit right now? So the SEC has appealed. They've appealed the listing of non-programmatic sales as commodities. So what they're saying is that all of the individuals, which, by the way, Judge Annalisa Torres ruled in June of 2023, I think it was, that if you sold if you sold non-programmatically, meaning that there wasn't like a pre-sale or there wasn't something to do with institutional buyers, if you're just selling based on, spot trading on Coinbase or something like that, that is not a security, that's a commodity, because you're not bundling it up in a contract or anything like that. And with XRP currently being at an all-time high, who lost money? Nobody lost money. There's absolutely zero disgorgement overall at this point and at this level. So the SEC really doesn't have a leg to stand on other than their need for control. And that's what this is about. It's about the Democratic Party thinking they're smarter than you and that they know better than you what you should have happening in your wallet. That bing, bada, bing, ching, ching, big profit. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They think they know better than you what should happen to your money. Disgusting, in fact. And look, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm no card-carrying MAGA person or anything like that, but that's real. They're attacking your freedom and your liberty in that regard. So you should be annoyed, you should be outraged, and you should be looking for a better path. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to get a cancellation of this lawsuit very, very shortly. Bitcoin still continuing to soar up to 104,080 right now. Solana up 4%. By the way, Pepe up 10%, SHIB up 10%, and Doge up 10%. We're getting breakouts on some of the big time meme coins, by the way. So we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Next up, Trump is going to make crypto a national priority in upcoming executive order. Now, multiple sources are now reporting this. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump intends to issue an executive order to list crypto as a national policy priority after being sworn in next Monday, according to Bloomberg. And he plans to establish a crypto advisory council. Now, I told you guys before, I received my request by mail. I did not open it and I did not respond. I'm not interested. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don. I'm not interested. I don't have time. I don't know. I got shit to do, man. I got shit to do. And for anybody who's like, oh, you know what? He didn't call Bleaves. I'm his favorite channel. And you know how I know that? He told me himself.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the Believes Crypto YouTube channel. You got to become a member because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald out.
He knows big things. He knows strong things. You know what those big, strong things are? This guy right here. I love you, boo. I love you, Solo. I love you, Solo. I acknowledge you. For anybody who's wondering, Solo in that soliloquy there is Donald Trump, and I am Jacob Fatu. So, Donald Trump looking to make a splash on the first day. The source said that the net executive order is expected to establish crypto as a national imperative, aiming to enhance government collaboration with the crypto sector, according to a Bloomberg report. With the order, Trump plans to set up a crypto advisory council to give crypto industry players a stronger voice in the administration. So, really good opportunity right here. And by the way, we're reaching back to Ron Hammond one more time. Senior Director of Government Relations at Blockchain said in a previous interview that that such a crypto council would consist of crypto executives, while it will be up to the firms to pick who will represent them in the council. So, crazy moves happening in the back right now. Another one that's coming out, XRP options suggest bullish sentiment, even though we are looking at a market cap right now of 187 billion. We're getting a surge on XRP. It's continuing its little push here to it's now the number 3 overall cryptocurrency, making a concerted push. And it still has bullish indicators, and it still looks bullish to everybody. And look, the breakout, the big breakout right now is going to be to like $6. That's the next impulse move, really. Like over the next couple of days, there is a real and distinct possibility that this could land somewhere between $6 and $9. Not by the end of this month, I don't think. But by the beginning of February, midway through February, we'd be looking at a $9 XRP. And then when you break that down, you're looking at 187 billion market cap. By the way, I think it is my opinion that there are not enough people who have lost faith, if you will, in Ethereum. So I get a sense here, I get a real sense that Ethereum is going to break out as well. And you can see that, by the way, today, Ethereum's up 5% while XRP is down 0.37 because XRP had surged, because Dogecoin is, some of these things have surged quite a bit year to date. And I mean, it's only 17 days, but still, I think that Ethereum appears to be, quote unquote, forgotten at this moment. But when you look at it from a volume standpoint, Solana 4.19, Ethereum still 2.28 billion. So, and then with Base added in, that's now over 4 billion. That means that they're doing as much volume as Solana. But then you have BSC, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Polygon. You still have all these other ones. So there's still way more volume going through Ethereum than there is going through Solana. So even though the meme coin trading, obviously there is a problem. And by the way, that next upgrade for Ethereum that's coming this year is going to fix gas even more than it did before. So there is, there's a lot happening in the Ethereum ecosystem. So ultimately, you should be pretty bullish about it. But for this breakout to happen, for this XRP, for that next leg up, I do feel like we need to see an explosive move by Ethereum and see Ethereum breakout. And then Ethereum breakout would look, by the way, I also saw a fascinating thing that said the first time that Ethereum, the first time that Bitcoin hit 100,000 was right here. Ethereum hit 4,000. The second time it hit 3,700 right here. Then the next time it hit 3,500, and then it hit 3,300 or something like that. Every time Bitcoin hit 100,000, the pairing was worse and worse and worse between ETH and Bitcoin. So that does tell me that the money is just getting pushed and shoved into Bitcoin at this point. Which, by the way, good thing. However, Ethereum, if we want an altcoin season, it is my opinion that Ethereum has got to run. There's too much money trapped in Ethereum that needs to take off, right? There's too much money that's just kind of out here stuck in the Ethereum ecosystem that we need to see a big push on. And then that will lead to, by the way, these are the altcoin junkies. These are the people. These are your people, okay? And we need to see your people with a big old bag. And in order to get that big old bag, it's got to come from Ethereum. It's got to come from Solana. So these things need to break out, and they need to have gigantic surges. And then once they have that gigantic surge, once we really see that breakout happen, that's when I think the money is going to start flowing into altcoins. That's how I think that it works, or that it will work in this one. I think Ethereum is the key. So a surge to 4,000 for Ethereum would go very well in bringing a Solana to 260, maybe 200, maybe even 300 or 400 at that point. But a nice surge by Ethereum and Solana will lead to that cascade down, and we will start to get that big time altcoin season. So at this point, just a waiting game for the next big move. And then finally, global mergers and acquisitions to exceed 4 trillion in 2025, setting the stage for what I've been telling you is going to happen for I've been telling you now for 2 years. Mergers and acquisitions hasn't come to crypto yet. Until that happens, we are not going to mature. And the reason for that is very simple. We have too many cryptos and too many bad actors in this space, and it's going to take good actors in this space finding their way. By the way, Popcat's up 21% today. Major meme coins are breaking out. When you get major meme coins breaking out, you do tend to get at least something of an altcoin season on meme coins. So there might be a meme rotation happening right now. Dog with Hat's up 7%. Bonk is up 9%. We'll look at some meme coins in just a moment. But again, mergers and acquisition are where things are going to go. So the global economy is preparing for a year of intensified deal making, with mergers and acquisition expecting to surpass 4 trillion. The thing about crypto is there's going to be a big move. Okay, regulatory clarity. Companies like Ripple, Kraken, Circle, and companies behind USDC, which have long sought public listings, might finally get a path forward to a public listing. Might get IPOs. We might get a lot of weird things that are starting to happen. Trump administration may unfreeze M&A. Large corporate, Mag 7, etc. may finally be able to wield their market cap. Amazon could buy Instacart. Google could buy Uber. The big may get bigger and the middle may shrink. If that happens, I think it will accelerate crypto. The conceptual premise of crypto is not trusting large institutions to do what's in your best interest. The big getting bigger accentuates that. 2025 is going to be fascinating. And what he's basically saying is, look, even if the mergers and acquisitions don't come for crypto directly, there will be, by the way, mergers and acquisitions in crypto, but even if it doesn't directly come to crypto, the fact that Google is gobbling stuff up again, or Apple is gobbling stuff up again. And by the way, that's the nature of Donald Trump. For people, for clarity, he doesn't care about competition. He doesn't even care about the illusion of competition. At least when the Democrats and the early Republicans were lying to you and deceiving you about competition, they were like, well, I mean, you can't just, I mean, you got to sell the Aunt Jemima flapjacks, and then you got to sell the Lego, even though you're the same company, wink, wink. You know, you got to look like you're in competition with yourself. That's what's happening. And that's what the world has become. So it stands to reason that that kind of stuff, they're going to look at the enormous amount of money available in cryptocurrency, and they're going to come for it at some point. It's too big to ignore at right now. So we're going to see a lot of different things happen. And by the way, Robinhood buying Bitstamp was probably one of those early things. And remember, Fetch just merged with 3 other protocols. So we're seeing the beginnings of mergers and acquisitions, but when it really happens, it's going to get just bonkers. Now, for your crypto bubbles, In the top 100, the breakout is SPX having a 34% increase, Rune at 18.5, OKB at 21.9, SHIB down here at 11, Pepe 10, EOS at 14. Everything really having a nice day. In the second tier, you got Checks at 26%, Popcat at 28%, Deep 22%, Giga 22%, Pendle 12%, PAL 17%, Morpho 25.8%, GOAT at 15.3%, UFD, Unicorn Fart Dust, by the way, just Unicorn Fart Dust, all right, up 51% today. I know a bunch of people in it. XCN up 119%. FWOG is up 21%. Big day overall for a lot of these different projects. DevvE, by the way, I think is down really big. I think it's in this range here too, by the way. I think, anyway, 3 to 4. Is that right? I think that's right. Actually, it could have fallen if it didn't. Could be in the next round if it came down just a little bit. Some other stuff. Toshi went up 50%. Saga. Okay, it's clear that there's a breakout right now, and that breakout is looking like it's meme coin. So, yeah, we are looking at a meme coin breakout, at least a little bit. There's DevvE. It's actually still in the green for the day. TARS AI is up 14% today. That's the only TARS AI, by the way, is the only AI sponsored by the Solana Foundation. So I think that's probably going to end up being a big one. We got we got some cats breaking out as well. Moving down into the top 500, we've got Ali at 33, Dow at 25, Aurora at 20, Spell at 16. We haven't had in this realm, we haven't had the explosive one yet. Okay. We haven't had that crazy mover right now. So looking around for it, maybe we catch one at the bottom. We've got Tits popping out at 53.7% for the day. GPS at 24. Coming down here, we're going to start to find there will be some big ones that just absolutely break out. You've got MAGA up here at 15.7%. Shrub at 47. What is this one at? 30114. All right, so that's the breakdown on that. Fear and Greed Index sitting at 75 right now, still burning hot. I think it's pretty clear to see we are in we are in the pump phase of this market. All right, we are here. So now the question is, how good can it get? While we're talking about how good it can get, let's talk DevvE. We've talked about the rebranding. We've talked about trading real world assets on the Dev exchange will be such a game changer. Instant value transfer, no waiting, no intermediaries, more trust, more efficiency. It's that simple with Dev exchange. Dev exchange, just for clarity, is an RWA right now. It also includes the ability. It has HIPAA compliance programmed into it. It has all of the country, it has the laws of every nation programmed in so that you as a corporation can't make an illegal transfer of funds from one place to another. It literally protects you from some of these problems. Now, many businesses don't use blockchain due to three main reasons: high implementation, complex integration, and strict regulatory demands. DevvE can help move those problems out of the way. And Austin has a video explaining how. So listen, and by the way, when you look at Dev exchange, it looks like for me here, from what I've seen so far, and it's early, but I've been getting like some data everywhere. And it looks like it will launch in June. So it will be live for trading RWAs in June. That seems like a pretty big deal to me. And by the way, that's without the announcement of who the partner is. And again, you look at all of the branding right now, and do you see Coinbase in this? I mean, does it not look like Coinbase, at least in some small way? I get a sense here, and I'm not saying that it is, but I get a sense here that somehow or another, we're going to be real surprised and shocked by some of the stuff that's going on in the DevvE ecosystem. So make sure that you get yourself a bag today. Trading at $1.65 right now. And look, I mean, here's what you have to consider. You have to consider when you see all these buys and stuff coming in, like, you know, that there's going to be a lot of investors here who are going to make a lot of money. And then you have these not going to make it ass bitches right here that just continue to sell every time they get an opportunity. They're just trying to make a profit. They're just trying to earn their, feed their, entire family of 9 million people in Laos or wherever it is they're from. They're not interested in that long-term growth. They got 900 million billion kids to feed. By the way, let me show you something in case you haven't paid attention to it and you haven't seen it. Let me show you the jankety ass, most bullshitnest thing you've ever seen right here. So for those of you that don't know, a wallet ending in AE13 right here. Let's swap this over so you can see it. A wallet ending in AE13. That is Jared from Subway. Okay. Jared from Subway is a MEV bot, and not only, and by the way, the purpose of the MEV bot is to front run your transaction. So if you're going to buy or you're going to make a big buy, then what he tries to do is buy before you, which punches up the price a little bit. And then your big buy comes in and that pumps the price even more. And then he sells that transaction that he bought right before you, right after you, and he extracts a tiny amount of value out of that transaction. So if he spends $3 on the transaction, but he makes $20, he made a $17 profit. And he's doing this on tons of different accounts. But not only is he doing that, he's also adding and removing liquidity. This is the shady shit that's going on right now. So right here, somebody issues a buy. I'm going to explain it to you right now. Somebody issues a buy, and they're going to buy $3,460 worth of DevvE, right? And they're not using fast gas. So they think that they're about to buy in this range right here of $1.66. So what happens is Jared from Subway comes in and he adds to the liquidity pool, right? He makes a buy right here and he buys 15,000 worth of DevvE, okay? So that when this person buys, they're going to pump his price, okay? Then he takes $72,000 and he adds it to the liquidity pool. And by the way, he extracted $9 from the liquidity pool right here. 72,136 became 72,145. So after that buy, he extracted $9 of value from that transaction. And this person ended up buying at $1.72.8 when they expected their buy to be closer to $1.66.65. So he got them for basically 6 cents on the dollar. And then what happened is after he did that, you can see that move right here, 15,153. And then what did he do? He sold 11,508. Now, when you look at these two, you're like, well, he lost money on this transaction. No, he didn't. Here's what he did. He kept some of it because he considers that this thing is like when you see that Jared from Subway is making transactions and he's not selling everything, it's because they want to accumulate this crypto. So you will see him from time to time doing this wackadoo bullshit. And then when you come in, you'll start to find that he will move tokens around. Like you'll see this constant MEVBot sort of thing, and you'll see how many different tokens, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tokens, $637,000 in ETH in value. And when you look at the token transfers, then you start to go down here. And by the way, there's tons and tons and tons of them that he does that he does it with. Okay. But when you look at it overall, what you will end up finding is that when he's doing these, he's accumulating and then he's moving everything to, there's Jared from Subway.eth is the name of it. So you'll see that he's moving it around. And then from there, he'll buy, he'll have some of that other token, and then he'll sell that at a later point from a different wallet. And that's what happens. So again, check out DevvE because damn, you know what I mean? Like, damn. Also, check out MSI. The reason for MSI, look at MSI pumping. That's that trend reversal that I just told you about, which could lead to that cup and handle play out that I told you about. And do we see a breakout happening? Well, in fact, if you were to look at it from that standpoint and you were to look at it from the chart, and this is the chart over on Ticker Trending. Ticker Trending is the project owned by this organization, Pablo Crow. Look at that right there. You can see a perfect trend line developed right here to here to here to here, and then it broke above right here. So we're in a breakout. So the question right now for the breakout is, where will that breakout go to? And that part, by the way, that's a little complicated because we see it coming. It's right in here. So we have this trend and we have the breakout of the trend. Well, if there's a breakout of the trend, which is your friend, if you will, then, let's look at a short term. We got a nice little surge right here. And, God damn it, I got to redo this. Let's do from here. Right now. All right. So, 2 zeros, 55.88 seems to be the next move right there, which would be about a 50%, 61% increase from where we are right now, I guess. So you could see that happening over the next few days. That's the ultimate breakout here, though, would be 1 cent. So, and by the way, we were at 1 cent on launch right there. So to see it fulfill and do an easy 4x from right here is not impossible. It's not even improbable. So just consider that, MSI might be on the verge of a big time breakout. So if you haven't already, get yourself a bag. And don't forget, by the way, I've been telling you this since it was down here at 203. So you're up. If you got it down here at the bottom, again, just like DevvE, if you got it where I said way down there at the bottom, then guess what? You're already up 50% and you're getting ready for an even bigger run. Also, if you haven't, meme linked, it's at meme linked. You can go to this and there is a meme linked presale. This presale right here is a token that is going to be part of the ticker trending ecosystem. It's going to be part of the entire ecosystem here for Pablo Crow is the main dev. Under the umbrella of MSI, MK will be its own token. DeFi Social Media and GameFi, Pablo Crow is the main dev, so that you know who it is. This is going to be launching in 6 hours and 21 minutes. So if you are interested, then I would, I mean, go for it. You know what I mean? Also, if you were to look at MSI, I don't know if the old MSI, yeah, monkey shit right there. All right. So remember, MSI had a pre-sale. So, what the question we would ask yourself at this point is, well, what can you expect from the pre-sale for that? And Pablo keeps it very, very tight. So there's not going to be very many people in this pre-sale, but there was a big move, right? So the question is, how much was that? So if you get in on the pre-sale, it did 13x on MSI before capping out. So there is a possibility that this thing will take off for you. And by the way, there is a limit of 500 ETH on the hard cap. That's a lot to me, but 1 ETH right now is worth 1.5 million EK. Your minimum buy is going to be 0.01 ETH. So anybody can get in, but it will go quickly. So I will say that it's going to go pretty quickly, and there is no contract. There's this right here. That's the MK presale. So set an alarm or something for 6 hours and 19 minutes. I don't know how fast or how slow this will go. All right. I just don't know. Now, if you are looking for CC coin over 300,000, back over 300,000. Let's see if they're still at, 306,000 right now. What did I tell you guys? It was going to move up here real quick and go into this little range right here at 30.35. It may go past it, might just go to it, but it's inevitable that it's on its way to that level right now. And I would suspect that once it gets there, that's going to be about a 340,000 market cap. So get ready for it, because I think there's, I think you're going to see something big happen. But let's get into the rest of these right now. Make sure you check out CC Coin, because if you don't, you're turning the frogs gay, and that's the important part, right? Isn't it? All right, so looks like Bitcoin right now is at 103,914. Now I still got my buys set over here, but I did decide that I'm going to take a risk here, and I'm going to short. I'm going to short the market. That's not my position. My position is I have an average entry price of 103,500 right there. All right. So my take profit is set at 100,000. That's what it is. Okay, that makes more sense. Anyway, I think that the market still has some. I waited. It came out. It broke out of that descending channel. This descending channel that we talked about yesterday. It broke out of that. And I'm not confident that it's not going to come down here and retest the top of this channel. So that's what I think is going to happen. That's why I went ahead and took it, just to see what would happen. Now, the market is fighting. It's at 120 billion today, but it looks like the bears are pushing super hard. So if the bears are pushing super hard and they're continuing to sell right here at that 103, 104 level, then at some point the bulls will give up, and that will give the bears an advantage. Now, the reason that I think that matters is right here. If you look at the liquidity, it swept up here and it grabbed this big liquidity pool that was already sitting there. So now the next move is to come back through here and sweep this before making its way back up. That would be the logic of the move, which I think is most likely what's going to happen. That's what I'm looking at. And that's what I see as the next move. Now, when I move out to a higher time frame, that was a 2-week time frame, by the way, you can see right here, like it just, like the market swept through and it grabbed the liquidity already. It already hit the hot areas. There's nothing down here, all right? But there is pockets being built up right now between here and 100,000. There's a big one sitting at right under 100,000. So I would think that market makers are going to jump in right now and they're going to, dunk on this thing. Now, the other thing is, and by the way, this is where the risk is coming in. Okay. If I were to, like, for example, right now it's at 103,992. Let's, let's throw another 25% in. Let's short right there. All right. So now we've DCA'd up higher. Our average entry price is 103,601. Okay. If it goes up into that 108 range, I don't think it's going to go very much higher immediately than that 108 range. So we're going to sit on this and we're going to see what happens. My liquidation point is 108,263. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a limit order up here, and we'll do 75% of my remaining at 107,800. So if we go up into that 107 area, I'm going to set a short right there to keep that into. And by the way, if I lose, it's $1,000. If I lose it, I lose it. I don't think that I will, though. I think this is a great opportunity right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to cancel these orders right here and just kind of leave this sitting out there just to see what happens. But that's what I'm doing right now. And by the way, I could get this wrong. This thing could rip to 100 and, I keep telling you guys, be bullish in the market, but this is throwaway money. So you never know what could happen. I think that I'm in a good spot right now. It's where are we at? I have 614 into the position. I have a 100. I have a 100 take profit, which is going to be $426 in profit if it plays out. If it comes up here and if I get that big wick right there on that buy, I would probably need to change a few things and take the profit a little bit differently. In the event that this is a false breakout, by the way, let me just show you what would happen here. If this is a false breakout and it comes back into this channel and it comes all the way down to that 87,000 or 90,000 one more time, which it would be a gift if we were allowed to visit that area, right? That would be a $1,609 profit. So as you can see, there is a possibility here for a nice potential win, adding more to the bag so that I can then, and by the way, in the event that that were to play out and that were the thing that were going to happen, I would, from right here, I would go all in at this spot. I wouldn't even worry about the wick down. I would change my leverage position to a little bit lower, and then I would just hodl, because I know that that next move coming is going to be just an exponential blow off sort of, to the moon rocket ride sort of position, right? So that's where I am. That's what I'm doing. DevvE or XRP to $10 first. It is my belief that DevvE is probably going to be the first one to 10. And it's just because of the amount of market cap that it takes to move XRP versus the amount of market cap that it takes to move DevvE. And I think at some point very, 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 very soon, DevvE just has that crazy sort of monster move that we've just been waiting for all this time. By the way, let's go over some of these right now. HISS is up 33% on the day. And I don't know if that's a breakout yet. It's certainly not a confirmed breakout, but I do think that the trend has reversed. So that could be a good upward momentum move. MSI, same thing. Trend has reversed, it looks like. Bonk up 13% on the day. Same thing, trend reversal. It looks like it's very close right now. It may not, it might be early for this one. I mean, you can still see it like that, but it flattened right there. So it went from downward to sideways. That usually means it's headed up. Same thing for Trump, trading at 324. Trump had a spike, a big spike, by the way, but it got eaten up very, very quickly by these, what you call French raggedy bitch ass Hosaks. What, I don't know. I just make up names sometimes, but 365, 360 right there just seems to be that area that, I mean, maybe Donald Trump is just not good enough to break out of that level. Maybe he's just not good enough. Do you think maybe he should just resign because he can't break out over $3.60? Like, that's baby level stuff, right? Anyway, I'm just kidding. I think because we're going into this, I think we're going to see an immediate surge to $6 right here for the Trump meme coin. By that I mean like today, tomorrow, and the next day. If it doesn't do that, then to me it's going to be dead. Pepe's up 10%. API is breaking out right now at $1.61 to recover some of the, again, downward momentum. I don't see a reversal yet. At least I'm convincing myself at best that it's kind of turning sideways. So it could still go down before it goes back up. Like, we're not at I don't know if we're at the end of that move yet. Ultimately, API 3 for me is a $100 project, and we're going to see this thing soar in very short order. Very, very soon, we're going to see an explosive move. Just a matter of time now. LFGO is up 8%. No One Will Know is up 6%. Now, by the way, just to give you guys some clarity here, because you might be, if you're following me, then you see me talking about DevvE, you see me talking about Fiat. I did make a video for No One Will Know. And a lot of people are starting to put out things that, you guys don't understand. If DevvE breaks out and Fiat breaks out, then No One Will Know is going to break out. I don't know that to be the case. I know that some investors from DevvE are in it. I know some, when I look at it from the same context of what I'm telling you guys, downward momentum. Now it's turning. So it could be bullish momentum. I'm not saying that it's not going to pump. I'm not saying that it's not going to do anything. It doesn't have anything to do with DevvE though. Just got some DevvE investors in it. All right. So if they're putting it out there, then it would be my opinion that they're probably just trying to get some of that money going into DevvE or Fiat into No One Will Know for a big pump. And by the way, that does mean that there could be a very big pump on No One Will Know. It's 372,000 market cap. They've been working in the background. It wouldn't be anything for me to look at this and say, hey, you know what? It's up here to 1890 right there, which is about a 6x away. So, possibility certainly exists for a big breakout. I just want to establish here that there's no team member or anything like that that's part of the No One Will Know or anything, Anyway, Sato's up 1.9%, Rhythm down 2%, Gummy down 3%, Cyto Wolfpack is down 7.2%. Big changes coming to Cyto Wolfpack, I think, very soon. The Wolfpack is going to see something a lot different going forward. Fias now breaking down back to a 30 million market cap. Ran too far, too long, too close to the sun, baby. But it has $1 million, or it had $1 million in volume overnight, now down to 313,000. And what you're seeing is, just again, a lot of what they call trans activists just selling off, to get that surgery, get that D cut off. Because that's, sellers, right? Am I right? I'm not right. Whatever. Anyway, so it did have a nice big spike, did cross over 11 cents, now coming back down. I could see a deeper cut than what I'm about to show you, but I would think that, this is going to be the spot. That's going to be bullish. If it breaks down to about 7.5 cents and then it spikes from 7.5 cents and starts to make its way back up from there, then you would consider that the spike that we got right there would be a continuation. Because if you look at this to this, and then you just compare that to that, it's about the same. So if it broke down here, then you could see it coming up to like 13 cents as its next big move. There could be another impulse move in store for it, or that could have been the local top. I don't, ultimately, I like the project. Ultimately, it's going to be the gas that runs their ecosystem. So you should probably be bullish on it, if nothing else. COGN is called Cognitive Crypto. I'm just going to give you guys a heads up. I was asked to do a video on this project, and I might still do a video. If you guys don't know, I put out every day that if you have a meme coin project and you're looking for like a video or something like that, every day I put out, send me $400 of a specific crypto and I'll do the video, right? Right there. All right, so there. Trying something new. Any meme coin that donates up to 400 USD in their product into my wallet will get a video on YouTube and on X, multiple donations allowed. So if you wanted to get a video done, so they reached out to me and they said, hey, I think we'd like to get a video done. And they reached out to me on this dip. They reached out on this dip right here, and it was trading at like 45008. And I was like, all right, if you send the funds over, then I will get a video, going right away, and we'll see how it goes. And he said, yeah, sure. And then 4 hours go by and I never receive anything. So I reach out to him like, hey man, maybe some other time. Right. And he's like, oh yeah. I got busy and stuff like that. And like, okay, no problem. I'm still going to do, I'll still do the video, but, it's now pumped like 100% from that realm of right there to there. It's up 80% from that range. So we'll see whether or not I do it. I don't know yet. Look, if you want to make a move, no problem. But the move shouldn't be, hey, let me pump this bag, you know what I mean? And then let me see if I can get a video made and get people to, continue to pump my bag. So I'll let you know whether I do it or not. Speedy down 21%. Now, I did 2 videos for Speedy, so I'm waiting to see, what ends up happening right there. I do think it had a nice little correction here. It's not done with that downward, again, same thing, downward momentum right there. It looks like it's reversing, but I could be convincing myself that it's reversing. Need to see it wick up here a little bit higher, or we need to see this breakout a little bit higher. If that's the case, then certainly it would be confirmed. But just a matter of time right now before all of these things just absolutely break the fuck out and go crazy, guys. It's just a matter of time at this point right now. All right, so that's it. Solana 218. Terra Luna Classic is at 3010.6. I think it's going to surge pretty soon. I think we're going to have a big move there. Down the list here, Bonk up 12%. Crow 0 for the day. Once Crow got to 20 cents right there, it just died on the vine. You know what I mean? Now, Ultimately, just like I told you on the other shit, the reversal is in, so ultimately bullish, but we'll see whether or not this thing spikes up here where I think 40 cents is that next big move. Other than that, it looks like Litecoin, by the way, with an ETF coming. It's up 8% more today. Been having a little bit of an attempt at a breakout. We'll see whether or not it's sustained or anything like that. If you look at from the previous market to the previous top of the market, boom, 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 to boom, 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 then you're looking at $1,000 Litecoin. So that's about an 8x from where it is. So you never know what will happen. So that's my time, guys. I will see you guys on Monday. You guys have a good weekend, and bear down and don't stop believing. And this is not financial advice, but I'm always right. 2024 was a massive year for Cryptonomy.finance, and 2025 expects to be even bigger. Folks, we're getting into the bull run right now, and to celebrate, Cryptonomy is having a New Year giveaway with a chance to start 2025 with something quite extraordinary. The prizes up for grabs at Cryptonomy are a Range Rover autobiography. 3 winners will receive 1 Bitcoin each. There'll be 30 iPhone 16 Pro Max winners and 100 winners of $100 in Pepe. And how you participate is this: open and hold active margin positions on Cryptonomy's trading platform, invest in the Launchpool during the eligibility period, and entries will close on January 11 at 11:59 p.m. UTC. The winners will be announced on January 12. So what does that look like? All right, I ain't no fool. So we're going 20,000 into the Launchpool contract. Now I'm going to use the bronze level. We've created the contract, so we are locked in. Also, the second thing that we had to do was set up a margin trading position. My position right now on my Bitcoin long is 148.5%. On Ethereum, 123.76. We're getting into the bull run right now. We're gonna open up a long with 50 Solana. We're gonna take that position right now. 148% is the expected profit. We're gonna use a 10x leverage position, and we've confirmed. And now we have another position open, 50 Solana this time. Let's see how this goes. I think these are gonna be incredible returns. Join me on this journey. Now look, we already know a lot about Cryptonomy and its strengths, and I'm excited to highlight them again. As someone who's worked with the company for a long time, I'm confident to say that 2025 is set to be a breakthrough year. With major updates and collaborations on the horizon, Cryptonomy is ready to soar to new heights. You can earn great passive returns on staking and other programs. You can gain exclusive bonuses, including Cryptonomy token airdrops at their launches in early 2025, and enjoy countless other perks that come with being part of this growing ecosystem. Now is the perfect time to get involved. Don't miss your chance to benefit from everything Cryptonomy has to offer and kickstart your journey with a winning opportunity.